Oh my God! You gotta help me. It's cabin fever. We've been locked in the house since Friday. Oh my God, we're killing each other. Please, oh my God, for the love of God, send help. Supposed to go to the intro. Hello.
I was going to come in here and do this.
Come on, we're still. Oh no, she's at it again. Send help! Go to the intro! All right. Hey, welcome to everybody that's out there, up there, yonder over there, live, recorded, watching it next week, watching it now. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Len Dorman. Welcome to the show and to All Access Network TV. We are going to bring our guest out in just a minute. If the wife doesn't try to kill me again, which she's done for about 4 times a day since Friday, since we've been locked down. I boarded up my front porch. We're doing construction on the front porch. I put plastic on one side of it to protect the wood that we're using to work on the other end. And to keep the wind off the plastic from ripping off the house, I boarded up the front of the staircase coming up to the porch. We're building a room, anteroom, right in front of the front door. So I put plastic in the doorway because we ain't got the new door yet. So you can't get into our house right now. We can't get out without tearing everything down. And it's going to go well below freezing again Saturday and Sunday night. So I want to keep that stuff up, keep the wind off the house, try to keep the house a little bit warmer. Anyway, so we can't go out that door. We had to go out the back door, which is, there's no steps there, so it's a jump. And there's several inches of ice still on the ground, despite it going over right at 50 degrees for the last 2 days. 14 outside where Laura Pruitt is. Right now, I think it's in the low 40s here. Low 40s, maybe the the high 30s here. So we'll go back down below freezing by in the morning. So we got to turn the water back on, and we haven't got any busted pipes yet, fortunately. Yes, weather. Anyway, we do have a show tonight. We do? Okay. You take that rather than 14. Yes, I'll be honest with you. I'll take Even if it's done 38 degrees, I take 38 over 14 because we've seen 14. It wasn't fun. But we're going to bring our guest out right now and see what he has to say.
Hello.
We do not know each other.
We do not.
James Annitto, I believe I got that right.
You did.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. And speaking about weather, it's 8 degrees here right now, so I'd rather take 14 or 38 degrees.
The beard father? I thought that said Fuhrer for a second.
Oh, God.
let's not have a beard Fuhrer, okay?
God, X1. We're not ignoring you.
I thought Bush was president. Okay. Please say if you're not ignoring me.
We're not ignoring you.
No, go DVX or whatever.
Woo.
Damn, 8 degrees sucks. Yes, you said that. I repeated it. Yes, it does suck.
It's brutal. It's brutal, but it's nothing. I'll go out with my t-shirt right now.
Yeah, that's just wear your heavy jacket outside, and that's about it. Down here, it's the end of the world.
Oh, I know.
You had to pay higher taxes there.
A lot higher taxes.
But to pay for the salt and the beet juice and everything else you throw down on the roads.
Oh, yeah.
The snow plows, the crews. Mm-hmm. And down here, we got none of the above.
So your taxes are low.
Our property taxes on our little 2-acre lot here are, let's see, what was it? Was $80, 90 bucks for.
I take that any day.
For a year.
Take that any day. Yeah, mine's more like $4,000 a year.
Oh wow! And that's why we moved down here from Chicago.
Yeah, I would too.
I mean, we had a little dinky front yard, a little dinky backyard. We could park one car in the garage, and it was costing us about $1,900 in taxes every 6 months.
Mm.
And down here, even before I sold the back 2 acres, we were paying right at $200 a month taxes, and that's property and car.
Gosh.
I told you what we bought the house for. The house now appraises for $45,000.
That's good.
And I better not put it on the market for that, because if I put a for sale sign with $45,000 in front of this house, it's going to be gone in a week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I better be ready to move, because I know several people up north that would write a cashier's check for that real quick and be moving down here and knocking on the door and say, you got to get out.
Yeah, I would too if I didn't have 2 kids that were already set, man. I've been looking at to buy a house in the South for wicked cheap. So
the Allen house is for sale, but I think that's several $100,000.
That's probably out my pay grade.
Well, you saw the picture of it where you saw me leaning against the car.
Yeah.
Hello, Christy. Hello, Rave.
I love Rave. I'm gonna see her Saturday, hopefully.
But you saw me leaning against the black car. That's our 2006 Magnum.
Mm.
And that's the Allen house in the background. So, where have you come from? For the people who don't know you,
yeah,
where have you come from, and how did you get here?
Well, I just woke up one day and I was alive, and let's
not go that far back.
Yeah. I am James Annitto. I am a demonologist, paranormal investigator, and author. I got here close to you. You have a quarter of a century. I have 20 years. And so I've been doing the paranormal for 20 years. And for the past 14 years, I've been lecturing, dealing with demonic cases, teaching about demonology, helping people, running ministries. Used to work with Lee Triana a lot, your CEO of All Access, very close friend of mine. But yeah, I've been around for a long time. And my main focus in the field is demonology, helping people, and as well kind of adding the psychology element to it as well with my bachelor's degree, soon to be master's degree. And I'm an author of a book, shameless plug, that just came out in October, speaking about psychology and the paranormal. But yeah, it's a little bit about myself. I hate talking about myself, so because it could be expansive of what I've done, where I've been, and my life in general, and how I got involved in paranormal.
But should I get out of my chair and go find a couch and talk bad about my parents?
Yeah, basically, that's exactly what it would be about. Hey, Blaine, good to see you, buddy.
Oh, blame Nicole.
I've known Blaine for a long time too.
One thing we didn't do, we did not play with the wife trying to strangle the life out of me. We did not play the New Orleans Paracon promo.
Gotta do that.
So why don't we go ahead and play that? Then we'll get to Zach's question. Voices from the Beyond. Yes, the New Orleans Paranormal Society. They do tours. If the other picture, I said do. But on the other picture, they've got their address and phone number. You go down to New Orleans, they will give you a real ghost tour. They don't put you in front of a building and say, this building's haunted by Joe Bob, and you move on to the next building. No. They put you with equipment. They are years of experience of paranormal investigating. They'll put you in a haunted building with equipment and show you how to contact the spirits. Real live ghost hunts in real live haunted places in the French Quarter in New Orleans. Give them a call if you go down to New Orleans. And of course, they are doing the New Orleans Paracon July 31st, August 1st, and 2nd of this year. There are special packages, $300 right now, limited time for 2 people. That will give you their minimum package. There are some medium price packages, and there are some higher price packages. Check out NewOrleansParacon.com and check out their packages and see what fits in your budget. Go ahead and roll their promo. What do you think of that lineup, James?
It's an amazing lineup. I just see something wrong with it. There's no James on there, but I'm just kidding. No, it's a great lineup. I'm great friends with a lot of those people. Very close with Father Bob Bailey. You know, I see him once a week. I actually will see him on Saturday for a good friend who's also part of All Access, Thomas Gormley. It's his birthday. We're going to his birthday party. But yeah, no, that's an amazing lineup and a great location. And it's going to be amazing for the people that go.
Yes, and you saw that I will be podcasting the entire thing,
Mm-hmm.
including the ghost hunts, including of all 3 days of the Paracon itself from
Yeah.
the floor, interviewing people, talking to the crowd. So I'm going to be a very busy person. All Access Network TV is also going to be very busy.
Yeah, you're gonna be busy, and for people that don't know, Len's gonna be handing out fried chicken for you all for free. So you want to come? It's edible, that's for sure.
Well, if I was going to hand out fried chicken, I'd get with the place who has the best fried chicken in the world, and that's official. That is in New Orleans.
Okay,
I could contract with them.
you could.
Best fried chicken in the world.
I don't know about that.
I also know a restaurant there that they will serve you boiled shrimp by the pound.
I'm down for if I'm in New Orleans. I'm there for the. I'm either there for the seafood, but I'm a beignet kind of guy. I love my fried dough, so give me the beignets. That's all I want.
Beignets, a little bit of powdered sugar, and a coffee.
I love it. I love it. or I'm a simpleton. Give me a po' boy. I'll eat that stuff. Some gumbo jambalaya. Keep feeding me.
A pork chop sandwich.
Ooh, yes, yes. My good friend Kevin Betzer lives out in New Orleans. A funny story about Kevin Betzer. He was on Deep South Paranormal with Randy. Was actually on television, and I did an event in Biloxi, Mississippi. I was talking to you about at the Jefferson House, and he picked me up from the airport. Greatest man ever. I love Kevin. And as soon as he picks me up, we're leaving the airport, and we get in a car accident. I just look at him. I just look at him. I'm like, man, I'm sorry. That's my memories of Louisiana for sure. But beside the good food and the great company.
And by the way, Zach the Sniper God TV said, "Nice promo. Thank you very much. I'm the one who made it, so thank you." They are busy running the Paracon, and I guess I do the videos for them.
Nice.
Well, they're blaming me for the whole thing. I brought them into my crazy, and I talked Chris into doing the Paracon. His wife wanted to do it. She couldn't talk him into it. So we spent a couple of days together. I've been to the Andrew Jackson before, spent 2 nights there.
Mm.
Greetings from Chile. Hello, Chile. And they've got a spot where they go into an old slave quarters there behind the voodoo shop. And I've been there before. So I went on one of their tours where they went to both places.
Mm.
And so I spent quite a bit of time with Chris and ended up talking him into doing a Paracon.
Mm. Hey, it's a great idea, man. I haven't heard of an event in the South in a very long time. Like, of course, you have them, but not in New Orleans, which is
right in the French Quarter. The Host Hotel is in the French Quarter, right there on Canal Street. French Quarter is not that big. It's kind of a long walking distance, but you got the college kids on the trikes. You can always catch an Uber or something. If anybody goes down there, do not bring your car. No. If you rent a car, turn it back in and then re-rent it when you leave. Because parking is a premium. And some of the hotels do have parking, but they will sometimes run you as much as $50, $60 a night to park your car. And if you're walking everywhere, you'll be there for the whole Paracon. Why do you want to pay well over $100 to park your car when you're not even using it?
Yeah, it's called Uber and Lyft nowadays, right? I definitely know that's
right.
in New Orleans. Yeah.
So fly in. If you drive in, rent the car, turn it back into Enterprise or whoever,
Yeah.
let them bring you back to the hotel, and
Yep.
then call them to rent another car when you're ready to leave.
It's the way to do it. Or
And
have Kevin.
there's
Or
going to
have
be ghost
Kevin.
fest every night.
Yeah. Or have Kevin
Go-
Betzer pick you up and you can get in a car accident.
Yeah. That would be bad. And by the way, Zach the Sniper God TV, whatever. He's 22 and don't really know how to edit videos. I will tell you what program I use: Canva. Look up Canva on the internet. They have some video for on their free side. You can make some videos. You're not really accessing a lot of stuff that I did to make that video, but you can learn how. And then if you want to give them not very much for a year, it doesn't cost that much for a whole year of Canva. You can make a video just like the one I did because that was all Canva.
Mm-hmm.
The music was Canva. All the special effects in the background was Canva. I just put the photos together with Canva. So look them up, canva.com, if you want to learn how to do videos. Good basic program. I am a boomer. I'll be 70 years old this year. By the time the Paracon hits, I will be 70. And so if a 70-year-old can make a video for a business like New Orleans Paracon, a 22-year-old can conquer the world with Canva making videos.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my advice to Zach. When it comes to text, Laura Pruitt, yes, you are. And there's Jeremy. I use Canva to make my videos as well. So you see what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Canva,
I
good
use
program.
different programs. I use Adobe, Filmora. I use there's different things for different links. You know, I'm a tech guy, so.
So, what do you do? Basically, that's a little bit different than paranormal. You've written books. First, let's talk about where your books are available.
Yeah, so I self-published. I wanted my own creative control. I didn't want nobody telling me what to charge for it. You know, I basically, as a New Englander, you know, I don't know where it is throughout the country, but I basically priced the book at 2 cups of coffee, $10. You know, it's on Amazon. You can search it up, James Annitto. It'll pop up because the title is very long. But yeah, it's on Amazon. I wrote a book. I took a little hiatus from the paranormal, and I've done that over the 20 years multiple times. But in that little break, I decided to actually, beside also being a parent to two and having a career and going to college or university, I wrote 2 books. One book more so I put more effort into, and that came out in October. And then I have a second book coming out in April called The History of Demonology. But the first book is called The Psychological Dimensions of the Paranormal.
And it's available on Amazon.
It is available. You know, when the second book comes out, I might bring it out to like Barnes and Nobles and shop it to retailers. But once again, like I think Amazon's a great place. It's a lot of people use it, and I want to keep it relatively low. I wrote both books to be for the average reader, to be apply to anybody of different reading levels, and I also want it to be accessible to people with low wages, because some of these books can be quite expensive, 30, 40, 20 bucks, and even 15 bucks. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it does add up, right?
Yes,
And
it does.
I wanted it to keep it low because I wanted it to be accessible to everybody. For the people that have read it, you know, and which is important to me, the monetary values is nothing. Is that, you know, it's impacted them, it's made them think, it's made them ask more questions, and you know, that's what I want the reader to do. I want them to engage themselves. You read that book and like think of the possibilities, and that's what I loved writing about the book and implementing psychology and paranormal together. Because it makes you want to think. It makes you want to keep going down that rabbit hole, and hopefully you read the book and then you want to do your own research and go from there.
All right. If somebody wanted an autographed copy, can they contact you for an autographed copy?
Yeah, of course they can. Yeah, I don't have any. I have 3 copies left that are called for right now. But yeah, I can always pick up more books and then mail them out to you. You can pay the shipping and handling and the cost of the book. I'll buy them directly and then I'll send them to you. But or maybe I'll cover the shipping and handling depending on how I'm feeling in the mood that day. If I have had enough coffee.
Well, how did you get into demonology?
So I've always been interested since a young age. I kind of was adopted. I'm not going to get too much in the story. It was on actually last night. So for people that followed last night can kind of segue into
All right.
basically I was adopted, raised by a religious family. Kind of went against it because like I'm hearing these things and I knew what occurred to me from being told to me and slight memories of it. So basically that religious journey of being anti-god or anti-faith uh, led me to good versus evil, aliens, and I just there's just something about good versus evil that always um, held on to me. And I love Greek philosophy, Epicurus, which is created theodicies, which is good versus evil and how we know it nowadays. But I was fascinated by it. And when I started paranormal investigating at the age of 15 years old, it was a hobbyist thing. It was like trying to prove myself wrong or right, have experiences. But when I got older and then created my own team, like full functional team with a co-founder, Andre Courier, um, we started doing residential cases, and it came to a residential case where they just didn't want answers. They didn't want data to say, hey, there's something happening here. They wanted it gone, removed. And thankfully, I knew of Keith Johnson, but Andre knew Carl Johnson. Keith and Carl were demonologists on the first 2 seasons of Ghost Hunters. They're famous for bringing the Warrens into the Conjuring House. Um, Talked to Keith here or there in the locale because we actually lived in the same city. But Andre introduced me to Carl, and me and Carl just hit it off. And Carl asked me to be his tech manager for his group because like I said, I'm a techie. Full and foremost, I have an associate's in computer programming, and so I joined on his group and started doing cases with him. And then that's when my ministry work that I was involved with in the local church, working with him, and of course my own self exploration that led me to wanting to get into the demonology realm and help people and learning more about cultures and stuff like that.
Sounds interesting. All I want to do is paranormal investigations. I
Well,
pretty well stuck to the ghost hunts.
yeah, I do it too. I still love it. Like I'm at a place where if there's an answer that comes from the question or from that exploration, then great. But I'm kind of at a point where it's like I've experienced things that science can't explain. I've dealt with true demonic cases, sometimes with people that are in the scientific field that have diagnosed it, and it's just like I'm at a point where I believe it. Like I still paranormal investigate. Thankfully I'm in New England. We have some of the oldest history in America.
Yes, you
Um,
do.
I've been to Romania, led a tour in Romania, investigated a lot of locations over there, like the Hoya Forest, Corvin's Castle, Dracula's Castle, Brom Castle. I've had the pleasure to explore many different places, and it's still a fascination of mine. Don't get me wrong. I find history fascinating, and I find what I like to call the echoes of the past or the present, and communicate with that. So
Understood. Uh, Fascinating. You've been to Dracula's castle.
I love Brandon. He's one of my BFFs.
Oh, what is that name? No
Notable,
Tables Radio.
No Tables Radio. Yeah,
No Tables Radio. Hey, that's one thing I've never gotten into is the cleansing of homes.
yeah.
Now, I did get into a big ass fight with H. Holmes, but I've only had one contact with a demon, and I had to have 2 angels come in and save my ass.
Mm.
So, how do you fight a demon?
invocation. You know, I tell people we're human. They are much older than us, predate us. You invocate. It's battle of free will. It's faith. It's a mixture of things. You know, I what I don't like is when people think it's them ridding the demons of a person. It's invocation. It's faith. It's whatever is happening beyond us, which to me there is something happening beyond us from what I have seen, working through the strings of the fabric of reality. And you're invocating that positivity. You're bringing forth something like angels or Jesus or God or the saints, depending on if you're Catholic, and using that invocation and bringing forth positive shift away from that darkness. And that's what I tell people. But it's also internal as well. The afflicted or the affected, they have to be willing to fight too. They have to be willing to gain their ground, their strength of their faith, regardless of what it is. And have a good head on their shoulders. Like, so there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to the demonic or helping people, even in a negative situation. It's it's like a jigsaw puzzle. You have to piece it together, and hopefully, when you walk away, they're helped, or it could be a continuous thing. And sometimes you have to walk away because they're not willing to help themselves. And there's only it's a good anecdote or analogy is that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't always make the horse drink that water.
I had an experience like you're talking about.
Hmm.
A couple wanted me to come into their house and help them with a haunting. It was not demonic. It was a haunting. So I actually did it remotely because the guy wanted me to come in there because he was a fan of Ghost Adventures. He wanted to see a ghost hunt in person. His wife, being religious, didn't want any part of it, and just told me the night before I was supposed to show up, don't come. I don't want you in my house. But I'd gone in there remotely already just to see what I was getting into. What they wanted to find was a relative of the wife that was murdered in the house. And they wanted to know who murdered her. The spirit wanted to tell them, but her relative, the living wife, thought that there's no such thing as ghost. Hello, Michael. Michael Gagliano, the goat man himself, is showing up here. James, do you know the goat man?
The goat man.
Michael Gagliano.
He's the one with the big muscles. Yes, I know.
Yes.
Of him on Stream Beacon. Yes. Power with the normal, I believe, right?
Yeah. What is it? Goat Town Productions?
He's a hunk. I met him at Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. He was a bartender. It was lovely.
I met him down at a Paracon in Lafayette, Louisiana, back in March, I believe.
Nice.
I found him to be totally human, just like he is. But what you see is what you get.
Oh, he's
a really nice guy.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's hilarious, and he doesn't let his ego get in his way. He's just a super nice guy.
That's how it should be, man. Yeah.
Yes, Michael is as it should be.
Yeah.
You said the right words. He's a great guy, but it was her relative that was murdered, but she didn't believe in ghosts and didn't want to hear me talking to a ghost because she thought I was talking to demons. Freaked her out though, because while she was canceling the whole investigation, I told her what her living room looked like and where things were arranged. And she freaked out, considered I had never even been in front of her house before. So she left freaked out and didn't want any part of the investigation. And I guess they're still being bothered by basically a poltergeist spirit because she absolutely refuses to listen to her dead relative. And Lost Scope Productions. Marilyn is a great person. Michael, I'm real happy y'all are together because the two of y'all make one hell of a team. You got Mary Lynn. She's good at what she does. She's good at getting everything set up. And Michael, you're just hilarious. I'm sorry, you are hilarious, and I hope you get thoroughly over your little accident that you had. You've come a long ways, dude. Just keep on trucking. You've walked through hell because of that injury, and you have looked at the attitude the same way as I do. If you're walking through hell, just keep walking. You'll get through it. Yep, there we go. Match it together. You may not know he had an accident this
No, I
past
did not
summer.
know of that.
He's had to have a couple of epidurals.
Hmm.
He had a slight tumble and injured his face. And I've always wished him the best, and he is coming along. He's recovering from it.
That's
But
good to hear.
yeah, but it just shows how strong a spirit he has.
Yes.
Is
Never give up.
that's all you can do. Like I said, if you find yourself walking through hell, just keep moving.
That's all you can do.
That's it.
Walk through the valley of darkness, man, friend. You know.
Yeah, sometimes you got to walk the width, sometimes you got to walk the length, but the key is to keep walking.
Yes, it sure is. I've had many battles, physical and mental and spiritually. Yes, you have to keep going through and get better from it.
Yes. I had to battle with H.H. Holmes. I had to learn how to do that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
it's funny that you talk about H.H. Holmes. You know, I'm good friends with Jeff Mudgett and had him on a show that I used to do called True Evil, and that was a great discussion. But yeah, no, H.H. Holmes is a sick man for sure.
he was Jeff Mudgett was on my original show, on my original network. He's a great guy. I've known him for several years because you James, you don't know me that well, but my wife is a native Chicagoan. We've only lived in Arkansas for 10 years. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary now. And for being here, we are also in in November, we celebrate 24 years of marriage.
Bless.
But we lived in Chicago since I moved up there in 2001. So, yes, I've investigated with the greats, Dale Kazmarek, Richard Crowe, and had some great times. Ursula Belsky used to do the Paracon up there. I had some fantastic times in Chicago, and run into some situations.
Mm.
And that's where I knew Jeff Mudgett. I knew him before, and for a while, Jeff Mudgett's ancestor, H.H. Holmes, was trying to make a comeback.
Mm.
And I had to stop him, and I talked to Jeff soon after that, and I asked him if he'd seen or felt H.H. Holmes anywhere.
Mm.
He said H.H. Holmes hadn't been around or hadn't bothered him since almost the exact same date that H.H. Holmes and I had a little discussion. What he wanted to do is he was trying to find somebody who was in the paranormal that was doing remoting and sneak in through the back door and take over their body. Pushing them to the side. And he needed somebody younger, male, with nimble fingers, and he was just going to start all over what he used to do. It's the only thing he knows. And I definitely had to stop him from doing that.
Yeah. Which is surprising, about H.H. Holmes. A lot of people don't know his real name was Herman Mudgett, which is
Herman Mudgett.
Yeah, which is interesting. There's a lot of interesting stuff about him and his different identities for sure. Because speaking of being in New England, he was born in New Hampshire, which is a good 3 hours north of me. I think he was Gillimonton or whatever it was, but he's a New England man for sure.
He was a handful.
He was very smart man, that's for sure. So I can see in that form as well. He's very smart man.
And the people who took biology, if they had a real skeleton, either where they took it in high school or college, the odds are he supplied that skeleton to the school decades ago.
Hmm.
Because that's what he did. He could take dead bodies that had been donated to science or whatever, drop them in acid, hook the bones together, and sold them to schools for profit.
Yeah. Hey, smart man. Smart
Well,
fucking man.
the insurance fraud, he would talk people into signing over their life insurance policies over, but they'd kill them.
Hey.
Like you said, smart man.
No, he really was. Hey, you know what? And I don't want to give any credence to any sadistic serial killer because, they're evil people or misfortunate people. A lot of these people have a lot of early trauma that turns them this way, or genetic trauma. But most of them are highly intelligent, and that's the thing about them. They plan, they think, and they use things against until they get the best of themselves, and sometimes they give themselves away or you get too sloppy because they've done it enough times. But no, my good friend um, Laura is actually a criminologist, and she is famously known for the toolbox killers case. And I talked to her a lot about it. We used to run a show called True Evil, like I stated, and it's interesting looking at it through the scope of these people and what they did, and the terror they instilled in their communities.
Yeah, Christian Ricci is talking about the murder house. I'm assuming we're talking about H.H. Holmes' murder castle,
Yes.
which now has a post office in it. What's left of it? It was burned,
Yes.
and what was left is now a post office. But the basement of the post office is the same basement that was in the murder castle.
Yes.
It didn't burn up. They just used it as a foundation for the post office.
Yeah, it's crazy. That is one creepy post office.
Yes.
Talk about your packages getting lost.
Yeah. Now that if you ever stood in front of the place, the post office there
on the corner, yeah, I've been there in the Windy City.
That's creepy. That is creepy.
It really is, man.
There's a lot of creepy places in Chicago, and I've been to most of them.
Yeah, Chicago. The Chicago's a crazy place. That's for sure.
14 years I was in there, and about 10, 11 of which I was investigating. There in Chicago, so I hit most of the creepy places. You've heard of Bachelor's Grove Cemetery?
I have, yeah.
My wife dropped me off there at 5 o'clock one afternoon. She picked me back up at 8 o'clock the next morning.
Jeez.
I was by myself, no car, no way to get home, and no cell phone. All alone. Had I so much as sprained an ankle, I had no way to get help except crawl the quarter mile to the highway. And the wife would have had to have helped me into the car at 8 o'clock in the morning. That was interesting night.
Yeah. I did the was it the theater there? It begins with James. I can't think of the last name. I did the James Theater. I think it's the Netherlander Theater. That place was pretty cool. I love old theaters, but there was a lot of death there as well. But yeah, I've done a few places in Chicago. What's that hotel? It's not the Crescent Hotel. Gosh.
They're
the Congress Plaza Hotel.
The Congress Hotel.
Yes, and your Prairie Avenue, all that good stuff. Yeah, I do love Chicago. It does have a lot of history, man. Especially if you want to get into like mob territory history with death and stuff. Like, oh, it's crazy stuff, man.
Was a mob florist at 26th and Wentworth. It was turned into it was a mortuary for 90 years, and they built a better location, and became a bar. And I've investigated there many times. Led investigations there, quite a few. There was a spirit there, Bruno Rodi. He was Al Capone's top bomb man. His funeral was there in June 1956. Just a couple weeks before I was born.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I used something I've never used since. I prodded him to get him to speak to me. I said, what's the difference between a catfish and an Italian?
The God.
One's a bottom feeding shit eater, and the other one's a fish.
That's messed up. I'm Italian. Come on. You know, the vowel at the end of the name with the two double letters. Come on. Forget about it.
So that was interesting. I actually got him to move on. He was stuck there. I worked with a psychic for a bit, and we got Bruno where he could actually leave. He was pretty well stuck in the basement. He appearances upstairs once in a while as a shadow figure, but we got him where he can move on. He didn't want to move across because he's killed a bunch of people for himself, because he ran the 26th Street gang before Al Capone showed up and killed a lot of people under Al Capone. So he knows that heaven ain't waiting for him when he crosses over, because he was a practicing Catholic.
Killing people.
Yes. Hey, most of the mobsters are practicing Catholics.
Well, yeah, the Italians. Yeah.
But the older they get, the more they realize where they're going when they pass on. If you've seen movies or talked to how mobsters talk toward the end, they don't want death.
No, because they know they're going to hell. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he knew it. So I just said, okay, why don't you just get out of here and move on? We spoke religiously. I said, Jesus Christ forgives you. I forgive you. What you mess with me. He walked through me at one point. I had an investigation in the old ice room where his body was held on ice. This was before, in the 50s. We're talking about before air conditioning. So he literally had, Laura's got her history right on Al Capone. Yep, that's what syphilis does to you. It messes you up. Well, the pirate Blackbeard had syphilis. You talk with Al Capone every day. I do not, because Al Capone doesn't like me, because for various reasons, including Bruno Rodi. But what we did, we got him freed up from the place, and where he can just do what he wants to do. So he wanted to tour the world, so go to places he's never seen. And as a sidetrack, we were in the market for a car. We needed a larger car to move down here to Arkansas. So we bought our 2006 Dodge Magnum from the 26th Street gang. One of the 3 still remaining gangs after the FBI broke up most of them.
Yeah.
The 26th Street gang was still there. Al Capone's gang, still active. They have a huge car lot on the north end of town. They sell cars normally starting at $100,000 up.
Yeah.
And one of their captains had a Magnum SRT 8, and they were wanting to sell it. So we bought the SRT 8 from them, and we still have that car. We've had it for 10 years now.
Nice.
So we have a piece of the 26th Street gang sitting in the carport, which is about 20 feet behind me here.
That's pretty cool. You got the car before the Rico came down.
Yes. Yeah, they also don't have the 2007s had the governor on them, because they sold. Of car like we've got to a 16-year-old kid,
Mm.
and he plowed it into a tree.
Gosh.
The parents sued him, said you shouldn't have a car that drives this fast and be selling it to the market. So they put 52, I believe it's 52 or 5300 RPM governors on, starting with the 2007 models. By 2006, it has no governor.
Mm.
The car, if you got it up on the salt flats and just put your foot on the floor and sat there for a bit, you're going to be doing 200 miles an hour, because you can wind it up to, instead of stopping at 52, 5300 RPMs, you can wind up to 62, 63 RPMs. And with that multiple speed automatic transmission with a couple of different overdrives, if you start going 6,000 RPM with your second overdrive, you're doing 200 miles an hour plus.
Sounds fun to me.
It's fun. It's fun on the interstate when you want to go around somebody.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You can sit there, you be driving along at 75 miles an hour, put it to the floor, it kicks it down to a lower gear, and next thing you know, you went from 70 to 130.
Gosh.
Well, I drove race cars at 16, so I was used to it.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, that's a hard gig right there, my friend.
Yeah, you're kind of young.
Yeah, pretty young.
Uh,
Compared to you, Len, yes, I am quite young.
Yeah, yes. Everybody's young compared to me. Although Dale Kaczmarek actually started investigating in 1973.
Yeah.
Or 72. He's older than I am.
Yeah, it's about.
Yeah, 'cause I was still in high school, and he was already doing investigations for people in Chicago.
Yeah.
But I was one of the James Dean, the 50s and 60s,
Okay.
where you're an auto shop and you kind of run the school.
Yeah,
That was me.
it makes sense.
Yeah, we built hot rods. Of course, I was working full time my senior year, and I had a hot rod.
Hmm.
I had a 289 Falcon that would pick up the front wheels, hitting fourth gear real hard.
You had a lot of fun.
I had a whole bunch of fun in the front seat and the back seat.
Oh my god.
I'm not giving you any details.
Oh, I have a dirty mind, so I know what you're saying.
uh, have you really done any battle with demons? Have you ever gotten either mentally or physically injured?
No, thankfully, knock on wood, never physically. I do believe some mistakes in my life maybe have been reinforced by dark forces. I'm not blaming dark force. I'm blaming my human tendencies. But I think that being in the field I am, that it tends to hit differently. I had a very bad nightmare one time, kind of like you said, that you remote viewed and saw furniture and stuff like that. I had a nightmare, never saw the people before the house, and, you know, and saw their whole property, them and everything. And then, so I've been thankful, no physical assaults. I've had people that were under influence in the sense of like oppression or possession, or even attachment if they were at a point where they were in a trance, attack me, but never hurt from it. Either they grabbed me, I was able to escape. More so, every encounter that I had, and it's minimalistic. I can tell people that it's been 5 to 7 cases. That hasn't changed in a long time. I haven't come around a case like that in many, many years. And I could tell you, of course, that it's made my faith stronger. As much as it should divert it because it's like evil exists, but it's made my faith stronger because it's like, if evil exists, then definitely good 100% exist. So it's been interesting. Yes, I've have gone to battle with demons. I have worked with priests. I've worked with other ministers myself. who has been ordained in the past, I've had done battle, and have invocated for help for this family, and they are very hectic and very severe cases, especially that I've come to quantify that every demonic case that I've dealt with, the person that was truly being affected more so than other people had a level of trauma. So not only you're battling the spiritual, you're battling the psychological as well, and trying to get them back right on their right foot to walk again and battle this back while you're battling it as well. So it's a battle on two fronts. It's a battle on the spiritual and the psychological.
Okay. By the way, you said you were adopted,
I
right?
was adopted, yes, yes.
That's something
Unfortunately,
we haven't. That's something we have in common. I was adopted at birth.
yes, I was adopted at 4 years old, but I have a somewhat decent relationship now because I have two kids. So they were my parents. My father figure that adopted me is a saint, while my motherly figure. I tell people, uh, if you've ever watched the movie Mommy Dearest, that was her.
Okay.
So, um, so it was like I was adopted, but it necessarily like I lived with good versus evil every day of my life. So um, yeah, it really it made me the person that I am, which is I'm thankful for it. Now back looking at it for a long time, it affected me, but it really truly built me to the person that I am, and I believe what I dealt with early in my life set me up on a pathway to do this, because now I understand people's pain and sorrow on many different fronts, and I can relate to them and bring peace to them, hopefully, or laughter. Because, like Michael, we were talking about earlier, I like to be funny and poke jokes and make people laugh, and I like people to be positive and smile. So I think that's instilled a lot into why I do the work now I do. Um, Actually, so I think it was given to me at a young age. I am a suicide survivor. I've faced addiction, and I've overcome those things because, if that wasn't going to put me down, those other things weren't going to put me down, and I've always thankfully overcome every dark thing that's come my way, because I just don't give up, man. I'm just too crazy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Uh, Sean, can you put up Raven Wolf's post again? There you go. That's something I believe you handled.
Wickenburg. We were in Wicken. Are you talking about Arizona Raven? Yes, I believe yes, we there was so we were at Vulture City. I think that's what she's talking about, if she's talking about Wickenburg. Um and yes, there was a negative spirit that came through, and we're actually we're in a chapel, and I had Leon Wilkes, another demonologist that was trained by David Considine and now is an Anglican priest. Very good dude, very smart, and he was with me. I brought him out because he's been always been a good friend, and he wanted to work with him, and he was stationed in New Mexico at the time because he was a part of the Air Force. And so yeah, there was something there that was attacking people. It was very oppressive. You can feel it, regardless of what clear or non-clear ability you had. It permeated that place, but really all stemmed from this one woman who was under the influence of what I was drinking not too long ago, some good alcohol and too much of it, and she was involved in the dark arts, and she had conjured something, and it really brought havoc. And what Raven's speaking of is, I took the heat of the battle, to save people and help people in their time of need, and was able to combat this thing with Leon and invocation, of course, through my faith and his faith, and the angels and God, and we were able to push it back, and people were able to be fine again. Yeah, it was hectic. We had to do we had to do an actual deliverance on somebody during it, and we had to shut the chapel down. It was like so Vulture City is an old mining town. It's like not it's in Arizona, not too far away from um gosh, what is that famous Wild West place? Tombstone. It's not too far from
Tombstone.
Tombstone. But you know, we had so it was an event, and they were investigating different locations. It's pretty big, little city, mining city, and you know, people were investigating different places, and they thought it was best because of my background to put me in the chapel. But that's where where it blew up, which is crazy to think that the old chapel is where it all occurred.
Wow.
And when
Thank you, Ravenwood, for making that remark. We appreciate it.
yes, I know, yeah, that I sometimes I forget to talk about that story because you know, I don't know what to call it. I don't know if it was demonic or like a projection, like a psychic projection. I really don't truly know what it was. All I know, because it was so fast, I wasn't able to collect data. I was just able to be reactionary, right? I reacted to it, and I was trying to help people. So trying to discern or assess truly what it was. Like maybe it was demonic, or maybe it was something of a negative spirit conjured. I can't really claim that because it wasn't just enough of being involved in to observe it. It was actually experiencing it and trying to help people. Which is chaotic, and it's hard to really kind of evaluate what's going on when you're in like in war. It's like being shot at and trying to analyze, right? What do I do? You either fight back or you run away or you get shot, right? So it's like it's that capability. You just have to react, especially if you're used to doing it and handling cases like that.
Well, that's what they say about battle.
Yeah,
You have a plan until the first shot is fired.
it's true.
Then
It
the
really
plan's out the window's gone.
it truly is, man, you know. And that's why that's why when I go to locations, I have a loose plan. Like I have a loose idea of point A to point Z, but I keep it loose. I go in unbiased. I don't have this expectation. So when things come, you know, I'm able to roll with the punches better than I'm like being thrown off my guard because this is my plan. This is how it's supposed to go. And no, I have, like I said, a loose goal and a loose plan. And you know, my mission is to do my best to relieve this family, either even if it's that night or forever. Sometimes, you know, it's that night or a couple days, and then you have to go back much a little later because it comes back. It's infesting again. But you know, my mission there is to go through the unexpected and hopefully come out unscathed, you know?
But one book that has helped me
Yeah.
is by Sun Tzu,
Okay. The
The
Art of
Art of
War.
War. Art
Yes, I
of War.
love it. Yes. One of my
If
favorite
you
books.
if you follow that, and whether you're fighting a human, a spirit, or a demon,
Yeah. It's the
it's
rules
an
of
excellent
engagement.
combat book. It's
Yeah,
also one of the best management books
it
on the
really
market.
is. Sure is.
A lot of your top people in Wall Street, uh,
Mhm.
most of your billionaires will tell you that they do have a copy and they've read several times
Yeah.
The Art of War because that's how they got there.
It's all about engagement, man. You know, it's how you engage, right? And that can be led to many different ways. But yeah, no, I did a paper on that in my business management degree program, and it's really true. It really if you dissect it to the words and how it can be applied in daily life, especially being a leader or managing people, then yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I've got a bachelor's and an associate in business management. And that book helped me more than any textbook I ever had.
Very true, man.
Yeah,
Very
yeah, I've owned two businesses. When you're dealing with they're dealing with coworkers and dealing with the public,
yeah, yeah.
and when you're on the paranormal, it also helps there.
Sure does, especially if if you have a podcast, if you're a speaker, you're a business. You have to learn how to unfortunately sell yourself or get yourself out there, and how to, stifle people that are going against you, not necessarily competition, but people that are detractors, and how you deal with it. And it truly is, I tell people, as much as I hate to say it, I'm a walking business. As much as it's no monetary gain to it, I don't charge my clients, but I need I need the future client to realize I exist, so that they're not stifled by somebody that's going to charge them thousands of dollars, and that
Right.
they know there's somebody free out there. You have to get that out there, because if you don't get that out there, people are never going to know that you exist, and they're going to go to the person that charges them X, Y, and Z, and it's not going to help them. I've dealt with clients. One of the clients I dealt with locally, I worked with Keith Johnson on that case. Um, the lady spent up to $20,000 to get her cords
Ooh.
cut, and kept going to Reiki sessions in this. And don't disregard, Reiki helps people, but $20,000, and she's still dealing with this over years. There's a point where you're just like, okay, enough's enough, right? Here we are, we're free. Listen to us. We're giving you advice. We're not charging you a dime. We're not siphoning your money.
If somebody want to get hold of you for these services, what's your contact?
Yeah, so it's either on Facebook with the name that you can see right here. Right there, or jamesannitto.com, which you add a .com after the name, or demonology.org, which is easier than my name, demonology.org, which links to my website. But yeah, that's how you can get in contact with me: Facebook, social, website, YouTube. I have a podcast coming out. I also have a page with my co-host Victoria J, the Demon Folklorist, who has a master's in folklore. We're starting a show 6626. And it's called the Nine Gates Podcast, and it's a podcast about demonology. Each episode, once a month, is on a topic of demonology, and our first episode is Introduction to Demonology, and our guest for that episode is John Zaffis, the Godfather.
Yes. Which it was actually on my show, on my birthday show. My birthday was on Thursday this past year, and he was actually on the show for my birthday, and that was the best birthday present I've ever received. Is having John Zaffis on my show.
He's a good dude. I'm probably gonna see him this Saturday. I'm assuming he's gonna be at Thomas Gormley's birthday party. There's gonna be a group of people getting together for that. So, but yeah, John's a good dude. I've had a lot of Coors Lights with him.
Okay.
That's his favorite beer, by the way, Coors.
I will drink Coors. I don't care for Coors Light.
Yeah, I like Banquets. Banquets are my favorite.
Yes. I have several in my refrigerator right now.
Hey, you should have brought them out, man. Virtually send it to me right now.
I'll email you one.
Perfect. Yes. I like that idea.
No, was 21. LOL. I was 21. Yeah, a lot of years ago. I was 21, and
that'd be 49 years ago, right?
I was 21 and 75, 76?
Yeah, which is about 49 years ago, yes.
Yes. We'll figure 56, 66, 76. Add a year, 77. 77, I was 21. Bought a brand new Mustang 2.
Jeez.
I got lucky. Everybody said, Mustang 2, that didn't run. No, it didn't. I think the 302 V8 that come normally in the things had about 120 horsepower. And we all always said he couldn't pull a piece of spaghetti out of a mule's butt.
Yeah.
But mine was
Yeah, the Mustang wasn't initially powerful. Then it became one in itself.
Yeah, but the 77 was basically a Pinto with a V8. But mine had a police interceptor in it.
Oh, gosh.
Factory interceptor. Looked stock. but blew everybody away. A guy would say he's had the fastest Mustang 2 in the Southeast, and he proved it on the drag strip. He took the thing to the drag strip and raced against any Mustang 2 who wanted to go against him.
Mm.
So I brought mine to the drag strip, still under warranty, hadn't had it but a month or so. I said, yeah, sure. I'll go and guess. You say yours is the fastest. Let's go. So we went and it started up heads up on the drag strip. I blew him away easily.
Mm.
He came up to me with this whole group demanding me to raise my hood. And a friend of mine looked and said, we're both going to get our asses kicked if you don't raise your hood. So I said, man, I ain't done anything. This thing's still under warranty. Raise the hood. It looked dead factory stock, but the engine itself was not.
Yeah.
It was an Interceptor. That car on a straightaway could do 140.
Jeez.
I drove all the way across Mississippi and halfway across Alabama at 140 miles an hour plus.
Gosh.
I drove race cars as a kid. I was used to speed. If I'm not doing 100 miles an hour, I'm not comfortable.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I was a little bit nutcase. I'll tell you a story. I've told this on the show before. Did you watch the movie Hooper, Burt Reynolds?
Probably, yes. It's probably a very old movie, so I don't really remember it.
70s.
Yes.
Watch it sometimes. He plays a stuntman. He ended up driving a truck backwards. For the studio, they set up a truck to drive backwards. When you put it in drive, it was in reverse. They geared it where you had 3 speeds in reverse. It was built to drive backwards. You did it for a gag in the movie. Motorcycle goes by, snatches a beer out of a girl's hand. A girl moves. Christy can tell you real quick. Girl moves one car to another at speed. We're talking about moving cars. Girl jumps from one vehicle to another, and then the backwards driving truck. I showed them how to do that gag, and they did the gag I did in real life, step by step in the movie, just like I'd happened to me in real life. Yeah, that was the longest Trans Am jump at one time. It was a real jump. They used a real car on Smokey and the Bandit. But in Hooper, I was in my 73 Ranchero before I got my Mustang 2. Had 2 girls in the back. Me and a guy in a cooler was in front. Show you how old this was. Could you drive down the street today with a cooler of beer in your front seat?
Definitely not.
Had another beer in a little cup holder in the front and another one in your hand, drive down the road. That's what we did in the 70s. And 2 girls were in the back, and they got tired of riding in the back of that pickup truck. So a guy come along in a Jeep, no top. So we pulled over so close, side by side, and kept it that way. We were doing 40, 45 miles an hour. And the 2 girls jumped. One girl jumped over from my truck to the Jeep. And a motorcycle came the other way, screaming at us, head on. We pulled apart enough to let the motorcycle through. The other girl was just about to cross over, and she had a 6-pack of beer in her hand, and the guy grabs it from the motorcycle and just keeps going. Snatches the beer right out of her hand. We get back together. She crosses on over, and then we're going along. And I preferred at the time Miller Lite beer. Miller Lite had just come out. Coors Light wasn't thought of yet. You had the Coors regular band. You also had Coors Gold, very excellent beer. I'm sorry they canceled that. That was a fantastic beer. It was a better Coors. Coors Gold. I was really bummed out when they canceled that beer. But anyway, it's full of Miller Lite, and he wanted Budweiser. And he put a 6-pack in the cooler, but he was done drinking it. It wanted some more. So another guy, another vehicle, they had all Budweiser products, and the passenger wanted Miller Lite. So we couldn't quite get together, driver and passenger. So we tried, couldn't sync it up. I said, okay, wait a minute. So I stomped on it through passing gear, whipped it around, threw it in reverse, and stomped on it. Pulled up next to his vehicle, putting the two passengers side by side. I'm going 40, 45 miles an hour, engine revving like hell in reverse. So the two passengers started exchanging beers back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just shot, backed up, did another spin around and went back forward, got it back in drive and took off.
Jeez.
But I was driving backwards, but within inches of another car side by side at 40, 45 miles an hour. And they did it exactly in the movie. When I did it, it was during the filming of the movie Smokey and the Bandit. It was all filmed in Georgia. I'm a native Georgian from Columbus, Georgia.
Okay.
I'm thinking that they took a few breaks from Smokey and the Bandit. And I think somebody that was in this huge group of cars we were out doing all this with was somebody that was working. Yeah, somebody was working.
Yeah.
On Smokey and the Bandit, because the same director and a lot of the same people that were in Smokey and the Bandit are also in Hooper.
Okay. Yeah.
And they were filmed a year or so apart. So I'm thinking that somebody, I don't think it was Bert, but it was somebody working with the movie, saw what I did and put it in Hooper as a gag.
That's pretty awesome, though.
Because I'm sitting there watching the movie, I said, "Oh my God, I did that."
Like deja vu, right?
Yeah, it was incredible. Of course, it was an amazing gag. It took some definitely careful driving, especially in reverse. I'm driving a car backwards and within inches of another car while two people hung their arms out the window exchanging beers back and forth.
That's awesome. We can't do that nowadays.
If a cop had seen us even back then, we'd have been in jail. Nowadays, we'd all been under the jail. They tried to stop every car there because everybody had been drinking beer for several hours driving her out. It was.
Oh yeah.
And you're right. They should have. Actually, they put a Ranchero, 72 Ranchero, in a prominent place in the movie, and in the gag when they redid it for Hooper, they put a 73 Ranchero in the gag. They didn't use it for the gag. They used a big pickup truck. I have no idea what happened to Clyde the Orangutan. That's Clint Eastwood stuff. But they had a Ranchero just like mine. I had it was gold with a big orange stripe, Starsky and Hutch stripe down the side of it.
Okay.
So it was it was gold with a big orange stripe. That obnoxious thing.
I can imagine.
So now you know a little bit about me.
Yes, definitely. Definitely had a fun life, that's for sure.
Yeah, my parents were so proud. Especially when I made a long jump in the Mustang too and smacked it into a guardrail.
Oh, they must have loved you.
Oh sure. Yeah, they definitely loved me.
They definitely.
So did the girl I was with, because it was her car. It was her side of the car that I smashed into the guardrail.
Oh God! You gave her new teeth.
I definitely shook up the one she had. What's funny? She was the first cousin of Holly Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Holly Hunter's also from Georgia.
Ah.
And are in the Conyers area, which is all suburbs of Athens, Georgia.
Okay.
That's where Holly Hunter's from, and I was dating her first cousin.
Look at you.
Well, she looked a lot like Holly Hunter. Tad on the short side, red hair, and definitely a tomboy.
Yeah, no, yeah, she even to this day she's still a great looking woman. So I can only imagine.
Holly Hunter is a girl you don't want to cross.
I can imagine. Yeah, she's probably badass.
If you saw her in the new that new Star Trek, which got canceled, I believe, is what the rumor is saying, after 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But in the very first episode, she was in sleeveless. And you saw really quick the way she was posing that. Okay, there's Laura talking about the original Clyde. Thank you very much. I did not go deep into that movie. I did not know what happened to Clyde, but Mila Coach the Sanctuary. Clyde was a very funny character in the Clint Eastwood movies, any which way you can. But Holly Hunter is a person that I probably in my lifetime have never been able to beat in arm wrestling. You don't want to go against that chick.
Well, yeah. Well, she was in The Incredibles, so you know she was a hero
She,
there.
yeah, she's always been kind of athletic. Pat was too. Her first cousin that I dated. We met on dirt track, but we were both driving. See, I did drag racing and I did dirt tracking.
Gosh, look at
And
you.
she was driving a dirt track car. Any Which Way But Loose and Any Which Way You Can are the two movies in that series with Clyde. I could win a lot of movie trivia stories.
I can imagine. Yeah, I'm not that great with it. Like if it's Star Wars or something, yeah, that's different. But
You're a Star Wars guy?
yeah, you can't see the posters behind.
I
Darth
really wasn't
Vader,
paying
New
attention.
Hope.
I was paying attention to what you were saying and doing, but yeah, that I look now. Yeah, I see.
I have Star Wars memorabilia everywhere. I even have like a original Star Wars: The New Hope or Star Wars at that time original poster behind the screen. Yeah, I love my Star Wars, which is 70s as well.
Yes. I was a big Star Trek guy.
Ugh, nah. Nah, I do like the original William Shatner stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like Wrath of Khan is number 2 is still up there in classics. But nah, Star Wars. Well, I think even through pop culture now, Star Wars I just felt like hit differently with people for sure.
Are you trying to tell me that you like William Shatner? Everybody likes William Shatner.
Well, yeah, but if you look at the longevity of both franchises, Star Trek, impact on modern civilization is there, but compared to Star Wars, there's different levels to it, and
Right.
unfortunately, Star Trek never had the same impact Star Wars did overall to now,
Right.
right? Modern. You still have Star Trek stuff. Don't get me wrong. I loved Captain Picard and Next Generation. I do like. I'm a mini Trekkie, but there was just something about Star Wars that just hit differently as a child. Um, I saw it in the '90s re-release when the original movies re-released before they had the new movies, but it just hit differently. It was like when I first saw episode 4, New Hope or Star Wars, the OG, man, it was just something about it, man. It was mesmerizing.
By the way, I asked a question. I said, "Who doesn't like William Shatner?" I'll answer that. George Takei.
Hmm?
George Takei.
Okay. Yeah.
2 of the last people standing in the original Star Trek crew, and they just about hate each other.
Well, I've never met him. He's actually involved. He's interested in the paranormal and stuff like that. So, but Sean's on. I think we are over time. I think he's kicking
Oh
us
yeah,
off.
we're hitting an hour 24. Sean's got to go take his dog out. Of course, I'm not sure. Does he take the dog out to pee, or does the dog take him out to pee? I'm not sure which.
Actually, I take him out, but he's 88.5-pound Great Pyrenees, a big boy.
Yes, he is. He's a big guy.
But it was. I thank you for having me on. It was great talk, and definitely loved the memorabilia stuff.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I was actually in the 80s. I was the president of a Star Trek club. They called me captain. They called the club a starship.
Look at you.
So I actually was a captain of Starfleet.
Hey, look at you.
Hey,
Flying Enterprise over there, guy.
Yes, I was at a not a Paracon, but a Star Trek convention in Atlanta. A guy in the Atlanta chapter was leaving Starfleet to work for NASA. He just got graduated from Georgia Tech, one of the top people in his class, and he was going to work for NASA. So he had to leave. He went to the Paracon, went to the con, and he was having to leave, go home, pick up his packed bags, and go down to Florida to work for NASA as an engineer. So at that time, they were developing the space station. So we stayed up all night long, drawing stuff, talking it out, and I suggested using as a centerpiece, launch it up by itself and build onto it. They had, Russia had launched up 3 space stations, and they were supposed to launch another one, but ran out of money. Also, the Soviet Union was starting to fall at the time. So they had a center section that they were going to use for their space station sitting there on the ground, and didn't have the money to develop it further or launch it. So I said, we can talk to Russia, get that centerpiece, get them to launch it up, and then we put all our modules on that center section. And we draw up how the center section looked and the modules NASA had designed, and we had the design of the space station.
That's pretty crazy.
Pretty well designed in an overnight session. And it looks just like it does today, except for the add-ons. They put some more solar panels on it and just bolt on a couple of modules to come up with sense. But the core is how I laid it back in the mid-'80s on a hotel room station area in Atlanta, Georgia.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I've had a lot of crazy stuff going on in my life.
I feel you. Me too, brother. Not like that though. That's pretty awesome.
So yeah, that's a piece of me in orbit up there.
It's pretty out there. There you go.
It's pretty well out there. That whole story is out there. But James, one more time, tell them where they can find your books and where they can find you.
You can find my book on Amazon or through jamesannitto.com. There's a link. It says books, and both books first book is accessible there, and then when the second book goes live in April, that will have a link as well to that. So jamesannitto.com, demonology.org, or find me on Facebook.
Okay, thank you very much. Christy Richa just said, life is a game. And that's actually the way I kind of look at it. And I think James is a winner in the game. If life's a game, he's won. And at 70 years old, I look back and yeah, I may have won. And she loves your book. It's amazing. I guess I should read the books because you are an amazing guy, James. I did not know what we would get into tonight. I didn't know what we were going to talk about. But they told me you were going to be a good guest. You were an amazing guest. Thank you for the information you put out, the experiences you put out tonight. So if you have something you want, you're going to Paragon when your new book comes out, I'd be glad to have you back on the show and we can promote and talk about your new book.
I would appreciate that, and thank you very much. And I enjoyed being on tonight.
I enjoyed having you, James. You have a great night. You take care of yourself and stay warm up there in Rhode Island.
Yes. Stay icy, my friend.
All right, James, I'm going to drop you backstage. It was nice meeting you.
All right. You too, Sean.
All right. Chris Rich also said that we are the creator of our own destiny. Yes. People say, how did you get to the stuff that you've gotten into? Because I've gotten in quite a bit of stuff in almost 70 years. You create yourself. If the opportunity arises, you grasp it. If life offers you a plum, you pick it and you eat it. Because if you don't, you'll always regret it. And that's why I said I've had good experiences, I've had bad experiences, but I never would have had either one if I hadn't said, "Okay, let's go for this. Let's see how this turns out."
Right.
I'm a Southerner. Hey y'all, what's this? Famous last words, and that will probably be my last words. I'll probably be 80 years old, jumping off a roof or something. Hey, y'all, watch this. And that'd be the last thing I say. Christian, we just got to watch the signs. You are correct. Signs are everywhere. But if you live life to the fullest, and if you can do it, as long as it's legal. Sean, I thank you for watching the show tonight. I hope you get your camera issues fixed by your show Sunday.
Well, I hope so. It's we've got a special at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. Central with Phantom Pals. We're going to talking about Melbourne Manor when we were there last Halloween. I'm going to try to show some clips and videos from that when we were up there on the investigation as well. And then we've got the season opener of Eternal X Wolfpack Paranormal 4, season 4 already.
Wow. This next Thursday, be February, I have Stan and Teresa Fikes. 12th, I have Jesse, Jessiy, Hawthorne. On 19th, I have Kara Phillip. On the 26th, I had Sylvia Schultz, Shutults. And in March, I have Kenny Biddle, which is going to be interesting. I don't think he's ever been on this network before. He is Native American, and we are going to get into some Native American mysticism.
Sounds cool.
He's also older than I am, probably wiser. He's been through a lot. So it should be a very interesting conversation if you can stand two boomers talking about each other in past history.
Yeah, it should be a good show.
So that should be real interesting. That's coming up the first Thursday in March. So I'm looking for people in latter part of March, last 3 weeks. So if you want to be on, if you got a Paracon, you got something you want to promote, hit me up on Messenger. I'll be glad to promote it. I'll be talking to several other people. I'm in talks with other people. And we'll be filling out March pretty quickly in the next week or so. Laura says she's part Native American, so do not miss that show. First Thursday in March. You will enjoy it. But that's about all I got. My nose is stopped up, so I need to get out of here.
All righty. Here we go.
Go ahead and play it. And Paranormal never sleeps, people. See you next week.
Everybody have a great night.
Location.
Everybody have a great night. We're out of here.
All right, go ahead and play the thanks for watching.